So how do you spend your Sunday afternoons? Is it lazy? Do you have like fill your tummy with Sunday goodies in an afternoon? You know, sleep possibly, since you've not got it the whole week? Well, there are some people who spend their Sundays when everybody is having their siesta deep in activity. Yes, they bring out their creative talents, possibly on a Sunday. They get time for themselves. Today we're going to meet one such person, Melroy Pinto. Bigger part of his life, he served as a chief engineer in the merchant ship, in the shipping world. We'll get to know a little bit more. But his Sundays are spent rather creatively. When I met him, quite interesting things that he does with his hands, all developed in his mind. In fact, possibly this gate as well must have been created by him. Like I mentioned, can I come in, Melroy?
Hey, Jeffrey. Nice to see you.
Kitchen scissors in hand. How are you doing?
Doing some plants.
So this is Melroy.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
Good, I'm good.
Melroy, the first time I met you, I was kind of quite taken aback with your interest in various things. Where did it all begin? You know, the nuts and bolts and things that you picked up?
That's part of my life, nuts and bolts. I deal with them every day.
Interesting. Yeah. Now, if we can just take a little walk and talk. So, Melroy, people may be a bit perplexed as to who Melroy is, where is he from, what does he do? Now, let's kick it all off by bringing about your creative side. What's this all about, Melroy? It's a tire and you're putting it to good use.
I thought I'd make a nice planter of an inner tube. And well, it's not working out exactly as I anticipated, but...
What did you have in mind?
I wanted it to overflow with plants, but I think it's the wrong season. Maybe in the monsoons when you come, it'll look like how it should.
So, alright. So very indigenously produced creative mind of yours. So you don't like buy things and then be creative out of it.
No. For me, scrap has wealth in it. I mean, I come from a shipping world, as I told you.
Okay.
You don't have much of resources on a ship. Whatever you have to make use of it. So I have that kind of thing. If I see something, it straight away becomes something useful. So that's an example. You'll see a lot of them as you go on.
So now, is the house an extension of what you do? Because the grills look like it's got art in it. Tell us.
Oh, you have a good eye. Yeah, I remember when I was building the house.
Okay.
And I called somebody to do the gates. And at that time he told me, he quoted 4,000 rupees. And I said, get lost from here. I dashed off to Panjim. I bought a welding machine for 2,000. And all the rest of the scrap, I mean the steel bars.
From the house?
From the house.
Okay.
I took it, bent them. And I made the gates, the one which you just entered, the other one. And all this, if you see them, they're trees and rocks and leaves.
But you need to have technical knowledge, right, to use a welding machine, do you?
Oh yeah. As a ship engineer, you are technically sound in everything. Whether it's welding, you know, all kinds of things. So
the reason why we're here is to tell people how creative they can be with simple things that are around the place, right? Melroy, you showed me the facade over here.
Yeah, this was another thing. I had to pass Sundays when I got home. So Sunday mornings found me doing this.
Okay.
Before the sun came up. And I would take all the bits and pieces of tiles. I had a young kid living with me that time, my nephew. So I thought I'd give him a little training in how to do this. And the two of us would sit down every morning and we started off there. You can't see it, but as you go on, you'll see more detailed work. You'll see dragonflies, butterflies, and all kinds of things. Creativity was just going wild.
That's a fine way to spend your Sunday afternoon, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a great way.
So tell us, before we take this conversation, there's a lot of painting. What kind of art are you into, Melroy?
Thank God he has given me talent. I keep discovering it all the time. I wouldn't say I'm specialized in anything. I just, in any one particular thing. Every time it's something new, I just try my hand at something and I find I can do it. So that's why I tell people, you try yourself at things, you know, you'll never believe there is talent in everyone. And like, you know, I was trying my hand at gardening recently. I took coconuts and just hung them there.
So what, you kind of pull off the fruit, it's your tender coconut.
Yeah, tender coconut, just knock off the top, put something in. And well, it looked quite nice. But like I said, in the monsoons it'll look even better.
It will flow on.
Yeah.
Good. What is family like, Melroy? You a big family?
Yeah, I have a daughter, Minelli, Pinto. All my kids are very talented, thank God. Yeah, it's going
The
down.
genes are good?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is a songwriter, singer. She does her own music, and she's also a very good artist. In fact,
Okay.
she's gone into architecture because she's so good. And we have some things of hers also on display. My son too, he's very talented. He also has had, unfortunately, he's been so, all of us are so good at art that he feels a little shadowed. And so he's gone into other things. He's
Okay.
very good at music as well. He plays the bass guitar.
Brilliant. And the wife. Oh,
And
yes.
the wife, she's the biggest support of all of us.
Super.
She's the one who
So
encourages
let's mention
it all.
names over here. You have Minelli Pinto, you have
Leander Pinto, that's my son.
And
And my wife is Joan.
so it's like the true ad for the Indian family, the happy Indian family. So we put the conversation inside and we're starting off, Melroy, who's been your inspiration? I see some lovely ladies out here.
Okay, it all started with this one. I had a piece of board and I tried to paint something, and my father saw it and he was so thrilled that he ran down that moment and he bought me a set of paints and a canvas from Camblin, and he said, start painting. And that's it. I just started and couldn't stop. So I started painting that
I must
one.
say you've kept it very, very well, you know.
Oh, I'll show you some. They're in a deplorable state.
Is it? Is it?
Then I
Okay.
started doing from Reader's Digest, taking out pictures like that, and then a pen friend, and it wouldn't stop. It kept going. And this was Donna Paula, a sunset at Donna Paula.
So are these images, or you sat by the seashore to copy or something?
I used to take photographs and reproduce a photograph because I couldn't really sit at that moment place. And it went on. This was a dog of a friend. It went on like that.
Very interesting.
That was a sketch I tried of my wife many
Was
years
this
ago.
before?
Before.
To woo her?
Before to woo her. And I think it worked.
Excellent, excellent. So so does this take a lot of time? Used to take a lot of your time?
Not really. I would churn them out every 2 hours or 3 hours.
Really?
It wouldn't
Really?
take time.
Interesting. So this is your early days when it all began.
Yes.
Did you take this with like the art part of it ownership as well, or that had?
I would do something with like in a fit, and then never do that again. I would move on to something else. So this was the painting stage, and then I quit painting. I went into something else.
Really?
There was one painting I did after that. That is this side. If you come this side, this was a place I visited in South India, a place called Paikara. It was such a beautiful scenery, such still waters that I decided I have to capture it on canvas. And this is not, like I said, I didn't want to buy a whole new set of oils and canvas and all. So I took a piece of flex. I took the paints from the painter who was painting my house. This is all enamels, what you use for painting the house. And I used that. And it's come quite well. Wouldn't you say?
Interesting, interesting. No, so this just goes to show, if you want to be creative,
Yeah.
it's like something within your system that has to come out, and it will come out in different.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to go out and have the best stuff. You can use anything and do anything.
Correct.
Let's move on this side.
Which takes us to another interesting
Now,
three-dimensional piece of art.
now this was a piece of coral I found on a beach in Honduras. Well, I'm sure everybody sees lots of things like that, but the difference is when you bring it home and you mount it and polish it, it looks like this.
Very interesting. So these are part of your little treasures that you bring from around the world. Very, very interesting. So as a marine engineer, correct? It took you to places?
Oh, lots of places, lots of places. At that time, it was, moving place to place. Now, these little treasures remind me of places, and I wish I had brought some more things.
Correct. Because what you're going to see next is something that I find, the art part of it really comes out quite well. Melroy, talk us through this one.
Well, it looks like a painting, but if you come a little
From
closer...
from far, it looks like a painting.
But if you come a little closer, you'll see these are made from all different barks of wood, barks of trees. They're all different colors. This is a supari tree. There's a little matchbox also in it. These are barks of other trees, little moss, little coir. it gives the whole impression of a forest scene. This, incidentally, is something my son had done when he was a youngster. He took all the empty toothpaste tubes, he just squeezed it on a piece of cardboard, and he started playing around with it, and it took shape of a volcano. And then he started splashing color, and it's such a beautiful creation.
There you go.
It found place on my wall.
So toothpaste finally landed on as art.
Yeah, Leander, that's his name.
Cake shop.